Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tolu J. Okay you guys, so this video is going to be a quick makeup tutorial. I've been seeing the latte trend going around for like 2-3 weeks now, and I wanted to give it a go. Off glam with heavy bronzer, and instead of like a pink or like a red blush, you're using like a brownish blush or even like a bronzer as your brush. But I still wanted to give it a go. I do know in a lot of the videos people have been doing like eyeshadow. I'm not really an eyeshadow girl, but I will probably put like a warm brown on my eyelids to kind of go with the trend. So yeah, I'm about to do my eyebrows off camera. I'm gonna be right back so that we can actually jump into the main part of the tutorial. If you guys wanted to kind of see how I normally do my eyebrows, I have 2 videos up on my channel. One is my soft glam tutorial. I do that from start to finish, eyebrows included. And then a few weeks later, I did another video on just my eyebrows, how I achieve them. So be sure to watch either one of those videos if you want to see how I do my eyebrows. But yeah, you guys, I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm back. As I said, I did my eyebrows off camera. I'm definitely someone that likes to give identical for my brows, but I just gave up today. So we're gonna be giving a little bit of fraternal, but it's okay, it's all good. Anyways, I prepped my skin already, so I'm ready and set to start my foundation. As I told you guys, I'm going to do a little like dark brown on my eyelids because that's kind of like a part of the latte trend. I have this Morphine palette 3503 Fierce by Nature. It was a gift from my dear friend. Shout out to you, babe. I love you, period. Yeah, I'm gonna use that for my eyelids. First off, I do have a bit of concealer for my brows already, but I'm just gonna put a bit more concealer so that it takes color better. I'm gonna put it on both. And also, y'all, my mirror is over here, so if I'm looking over there, that is what I'm doing. You don't need that much. Just put a good amount. On both, okay. Okay, and I have this eyeshadow brush that I stole from my friend. I told y'all I am not an eyeshadow girl, so I don't have all of the utensils for it. But I'm thinking, that's the thing, I kind of feel like this brown is too light and this one is too dark. So I think I'm gonna mix both of them in hopes to get the nice shade of brown for my eyelids. Let me make sure y'all can see. Just something subtle. I don't even know if y'all can see it that well because it's just brown, so it kind of blends in. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. But yeah, I feel like latte makeup is just like a nice brown, kind of natural look. Not much of like a pop of color going on, but it just looks like very clean and like good. Let me put a bit more. And I'm definitely going for like a soft glam. Not too much today because I'm going on a little lunch date and I don't want to do too much, to be honest. So okay, yeah, I honestly think this is good, just like this. So literally all I'm doing with the right eyeshadow brush, literally all you have to do is kind of just like tap. Let me close my eyes. But yeah, that's literally all I'm doing for the eyes. You can do more if you want to, but I feel like with the latte trend is kind of what you want to do. Okay guys, so as I said, my base is set. For those of you guys that did not watch my last video, I was kind of ranting and raving about this product. Let me zoom in so you guys can see her. I don't know why the camera is not focusing, but I'll be sure to put the description in the description box below. Y'all could just tell that I was amazed and obsessed with this product. All you do is mix it in with your foundation and it like creates the perfect color match. So I'm gonna do that so we can really get started. And don't be shy with the blue. I was definitely a bit nervous in my first video of testing it, but honestly I feel like the more blue the better, because the next day I did my makeup and I was kind of shy with the blue and I just felt like it didn't do what I wanted it to do as much. Yeah, so I literally just mix it, and yeah. So I'm just gonna apply my foundation. And this product, you guys, as I said in my last video, it makes the application process beautiful. Even after I filmed the video, I was like so amazed as to why I felt like my makeup was more matte. And then I read more on the product and I found out that like it naturally has like a matte formula. So if you like a matte face, this is for you. If you're someone that even if you don't really like a matte face, it doesn't over mattify it, you know, like it just makes it look very, very just set and clean. And I like it because I used to be like a very, very matte person, but over time I don't want my makeup to be too matte, because I do like when makeup looks a bit more natural, you know. But yeah, you guys, this literally gives me such a good shade match. I really love that product. But yeah, all I'm doing is just spreading out my foundation into my skin. I'm tapping and gliding. Tapping and gliding. I'm being a little heavy-handed, but normally I'm not. So I would definitely recommend, if you're following along, try not to have too much of a heavy hand. I just calm down a little bit. And I'm not even trying to use too much foundation because, as I said, you guys, I'm going for a more natural look for today's video. But if you guys have been watching some of my makeup videos, I don't know what you're doing if you still haven't bought the Nars Soft Matte Foundation. You guys, it is literally the best foundation I have ever used. The thing about me is that when I do my makeup a lot, I start to get bored with it very easily. And even though there's nothing wrong with it, I'll just get bored. And because I'm bored, I start looking for issues that are not there. And when I do that, I start wanting new products, and suddenly I'm trying to switch my concealer, and I'm trying to switch my foundation, and I'm trying to switch the color blush I use, and switching my primer just so it could look a little different. But to be honest, I'm learning, don't fix what is not broken. And the Nars foundation is literally amazing. I think I even said this in my last video, like I tried Lancome for a little bit, and Lancome is nice, but I just don't feel like it's as full coverage. There was another foundation that I tried Estee Lauderdale. I don't know if I said it right, please don't punish me. But I tried that foundation and it was nice, but I still think Nars is #1. I've also tried the regular Nars. I think it's like the Radiant. I didn't really like it. I felt like my makeup kept moving, you guys. Like, it kept moving that day, and I didn't like that. I don't like when my face moves. So I was very agitated when I used that makeup that day. And literally, I think I used it on a Sunday. So I literally, as soon as church was over, I went home to wash it off, because I was just like, why is my makeup moving? I've never understood what people meant when they would say their makeup was moving. But that day, I finally understood what they meant when they say their makeup's moving, because it just wasn't, it wasn't what I wanted it to give. But yeah, this foundation is really, really nice. Love the finish. I also tap my foundation in for time. I like it to just really go and set in. That's why I've already covered all my bases, but I'm still tapping the foundation in. Yeah, I didn't use too much. This is just enough. Okay guys, so next up is concealer. I use Born This Way. First I use Warm Sand, then I use Golden. So Warm Sand is like a yellow undertone and Golden is like a tannish undertone. There was a point in time where I liked the tan undertone, so that was the only one I used, and there was another point in time where I liked the golden undertone, and that was the only one I used. But then I got tired of both of them and I decided to mix and combine them, and I really liked it because it gave me like a yellowish tannish undertone. I don't know, you guys should try it. I just liked the outcome because I felt like, why do I have to pick, you know, like why can't I have both? And I really liked it. So as I said, the latte trend makeup is not super heavy, so I usually use 3 coats, but for the sake of trying to follow this trend and also leaning towards a light B, I'm going to be using 2 coats. So this is how I apply my concealer, there and up, and then I kind of spread it out. A lot of people let their concealer dry. Personally, I don't really let it dry. I've done that, and I do see that it gives you a bit of like a fuller coverage, but I don't really think it's like a huge difference. So yeah, I don't know, it's up to you though, it's at your discretion. And yeah, so for my concealer, to blend it out, this is the same brush that I used in my first makeup tutorial. This is the Real Techniques 208 blending brush. I really like it. It blends my concealer out really nicely. I used to use like the more, I think they call it like a bristle brush, but I feel like this just blends better. So I'm tapping very lightly. You want to tap gently. The gentler you are with your concealer, the fuller coverage you're gonna get. And also this Too Faced Born This Way concealer naturally just has really good coverage as well, but tapping lightly will give you a better result. So y'all see that? I'm gonna clean this up here. The lines are not gonna be harsh, but we're gonna do that in a second. But very full coverage, as you can see. I'm going to do the next side, still using my Warm Sand. As I said, this is how I apply concealer, and then angle it up a little bit, just like that. And then like this, blend out. But on another note, you guys, I am in such an amazing mood today. I'm not gonna lie. First reason is because I had an interview for this remote part-time job. I do have a full-time job for a tech consulting company. It's an amazing job, honestly. It doesn't stress me out. It's very chill. But lately, I feel like I've really been tapping, you know, kind of more into my purpose and kind of more into the areas that God has for me, the things I'm supposed to be doing. And part of that is funds, right? So I need more money to kind of continue the things that I've discovered like are my passions and part of my purpose, and I want more money to kind of fund those things. So I've been looking for a part-time job honestly for a few months now. I wanted something that wouldn't stress me out, and I was very particular on the fact that I wanted it to be remote. Also, you guys, I have a camera behind me, so I'm not just in case y'all like, what are you looking at? I'm looking at myself in the mirror behind me. Sorry, not the camera. But anyways, yeah, I've been looking for a part-time job for months, you guys, And part of what was making my process harder was the fact that I wanted a job that was not going to stress me out. I wanted a job that was remote. I didn't want a job with like 20 to 30 hours. I did want that because obviously the more I work, the more money I get. And the more money I can even put into my goals, my dreams, all that good stuff. But y'all, the job market is brutal. Like, it is so brutal, you guys. And honestly, even while looking, I was just really grateful because I was just like, God, like, I can't imagine how hard it is for people that don't have anything. Like, what I'm looking for is not a necessity, it's a luxury. I just want to add to my income. Cool. But imagine people that they don't have anything with all these big tech layoffs going on. And during the process, I was getting agitated because I'm like, God, why is this taking so long? But I was also very grateful because I was just like, I can only imagine, you know, how it is for people that have nothing, you know. But yeah, I was applying, and y'all, it's so brutal out there. Like, even jobs that I am overqualified for, I was not getting any callbacks, and it was really discouraging. Like, there were periods where I would stop applying for like a few days to a week and then keep applying. But yeah, I applied to this one part-time job, and I kind of went into the interview kind of relaxed. I wasn't really anxious. Mind you, this is my first interview I've had in like 3 months, and it did not used to be like this because I would say I have a pretty, you know, pretty decent resume. I have a good way of like representing myself, so usually my resume is able to like stand out in a good way, and it usually doesn't take that long for me to get callbacks. But yeah, so this was the follow-up interview. I had an interview last week, and y'all, I was like, okay, like, I'm liking what I'm hearing. But the thing is, in the job description, it said this is a remote role. Suddenly, when I'm talking to him, he's like, oh, this is a hybrid role. So the minute he said that, I rolled my eyes, and I'm just like, it's not every time. Like, why do you guys keep trying to sell me a false dream that this is remote, and then when I get to this process, or when I get to this part of things, now you're saying it's hybrid. Hold on, let me take a pause in the story, you guys. So that is my first layer of concealer, just kind of trying to blend it out. And now I'm about to do the second layer. As I told you guys, it's going to be golden, so I'm going to repeat the exact same steps that I just did. So with this, I don't do the concealer in 2 places. I just do it like in the inner corner and then kind of tap it out, if that makes sense. You'll kind of see the finished product. It looks, I like the way it looks. It looks nice. But yeah, back to the story, guys. Yeah, so the minute he's like, yeah, this is more hybrid or whatever, and he asked me on the spot, he was like, are you okay with that? And it was one of those things where I was like, I'm just happy to be here, right? So I was just like, yeah, you know, like, I'm okay with that. Cool, thank you. That's not a problem. He kept telling me more about the job, asking me questions, qualifications, all that. Cool. And interview went well, ended. He was like, okay, like, I want to schedule a follow-up with you next week. Cool. So after the interview, I'm just looking, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm not trying to be going into the office. I'm definitely spoiled. Like, I'm a spoiled brat. I'm so used to remote. I have not had a job that has required me to work in the office since early 2021. So you got to be imagining, y'all, like, I'm so used to working remote. So I was just like, you know what, I do not want to compromise. I believe that God is going to give me what I want. So I sent him an email, and I was like, hi, you know, I think, let me not disclose his name. I was like, hi, let's say John Doe. I was like, hi, John Doe, thank you so much for this opportunity. Interview was amazing. I'm excited about the company. I didn't want to like address a concern of mine. You know, reading the job post, it did say this role was fully remote, but when I got to the interview, it was talking about hybrid. To be honest, I am not comfortable with that due to like personal things going on or whatever. I am really interested in this role, so please let me know like if that'll be a problem. You know, I had to be bold, but let him know like I'm still interested, you know. So I sent that, and he responded the next day, and he was really cool. He was like, yeah, like, we totally understand. We are looking for someone that is willing to be flexible in terms of hybrid, but basically saying like they have heavy interest in me for this role. So I shouldn't worry. We'll kind of figure out something when we talk next week. Next week was today, guys. So yeah, and he started. He's really nice. Asked me how my weekend is. I'm like, yeah, it's good, etc., etc. So he's like, yeah, do you have any questions before we start? I'm like, yeah, so let's kind of address what we emailed about. And he was just like, yeah, like, I totally understand, like, you want to be remote. We're really flexible. That's fine. We're happy to do that. The only thing we would say is that we wouldn't want to meet you in person once, just for like a quick lunch or something, and then from there we can do remote. I have no problem like training you over Zoom or whatever. And y'all, when he said that, I was so happy, you guys. I was so happy. And to make it even better, he was like, yeah, today is Wednesday. So yeah, he was like, by Friday, he's going to get back to me about if they're accepting me or not. But he was like, to be honest, between me and one other candidate, and he feels like he is heavily leaning towards me. So like, I shouldn't really have any worries or whatever. So he low-key basically just told me that like I got the job. I'm still going to get the confirmation on Friday, which is in 2 days, but I'm very happy and I'm grateful because the fact that I was that bold, like, and it worked out in my favor. Like, imagine if I was just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm cool with a hybrid schedule, having to drive and go in the office when my full-time doesn't even make me do that. Imagine if I kind of was just like, you know what, let me not ask for too much, and I just took it. You know, I wouldn't now be in a position where I'm potentially about to have them meet me on my terms. But yeah, y'all, just like having them meet me on my terms, and he's just talking about how flexible things are gonna be, to the point that he even asked me, he was like, oh, like, is this gonna be your only position? Because I see on your resume you currently work at another job. And I was like, yeah, I mean, to be honest, my other job is really flexible, so I was hoping to have this as an add-on. And he was just like, yeah, that's totally fine. And I was just like, so I don't even have to lie. And he was like, what else did he say, y'all? He was like, yeah, like, that's totally fine. He understands. Even if it's a situation where they give me work and like my other job has some deadlines, I should just let him know. He's more than willing to accommodate. Like, y'all, I was so shook because I have never had an interview with someone that was so understanding. And it's like, as he was talking, it just felt like this is mine. Do you know what I mean? In the sense, I just felt like this is where God wants me. And this is an addition that God has said yes to in my income. Because for him to be so flexible, and like, I'm not gonna lie, like, yes, I do think I'm a great candidate, but I don't think there's anything that makes me so much more special from the other candidate that he talked about. So I was just really grateful, you guys, and it has put me in the most amazing mood because God is good, period. And yeah, period. Hey, you guys, so this is like the color that the tan and golden undertone, when you combine them, it gives. I like it. I just feel like it will look, this is the type that will look good in all lightings. Do you know what I mean? I like it. Like, it doesn't look gray, it doesn't look too golden. It's just a perfect mix. But yeah, so now we're about to move into contour. For my contour, I use the Threads brand. This is a black owned brand, and this is shade 220 Deep Neutral. I like it. Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about it. Like, I like it. I feel like it blends nicely. I like the colors that they offer for like black women. So yeah, I have nothing to say bad about it. This is how I do my contour. Literally like that. And then I kind of just edge it up a little bit. Yeah, with my contour, literally all I do is I start right at like the angle part of where my eyebrow ends, and then I take it and I draw it down, and I do the same thing on this side, draw it down. And I'm about to blend. This is with my e.l.f. brush. I like this brush as well. I think it blends very nicely. I'm also someone that doesn't really like a harsh contour, so I tend to blend my contour out like all the way. Because some people, they don't really blend it out because they like it harsh. Personally, that is not my preference. But that's the beauty about makeup, right? You kind of do things how you prefer and how you want. So if you're following along and you like a harsher contour, all you have to do is do exactly what I did, but the way I'm blending it out, you have to blend it out lighter and for less amount of time, because the more you blend it out, kind of just trying to brush it, make sure it's nice and blend it out, y'all. Okay, now so to snatch the nose, because right now my whole nose just looks kind of brown, dark brown. To blend it out, I take my LA Girl in shade Toffee and I draw a nice little line in the middle, just like that. And I'm gonna blend it out. That's all it is. With the beauty blender though, not with the same brush that I just used. And I have like 3 to 4 different beauty blenders. I try to use a different beauty blender for every different thing that I'm doing. I find that it works easier for me. A lot of people use the same beauty blender for everything. You can do that. It saves money and it saves you like cleaning time. I'm gonna put a little more so that the contour, so the snatch is really snatching. And now I'm gonna blend it out. Okay, you guys can see my contour. Not too harsh. It's definitely giving an illusion, y'all. Y'all seen that TikTok that's like something shapeshifters with makeup? I don't even know what I'm talking about, y'all. And still with my contour, I don't really have like high cheekbones, but I still like to try to snatch to the best of my ability. So I make this face and I put 3 dots. Just like that, and I'm gonna blend it in the same angle that I put it in. And this, you don't blend it out too much, like a tap in, just like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. And I'm gonna blend this side out as well. And if you have like cheekbones or like your facial structure is like more defined, when you contour, it's so beautiful. Oh my God, I love women with high cheekbones. Like, it's such a flex. Such a flex, you guys. But yeah. Okay, so I've blended out my contour. Okay, so I've blended out my contour on both sides. So for the most part, at this point, I'm done with my liquids. I personally do liquids first and then powder. I know that some people will do powder and liquids at the same time. I feel like when you do that, it's harder to get like a more seamless base. So I'm done with my liquids and now I'm about to go with my powder. So for my powder, I use HUDA Beauty. I recently discovered them this year, and you guys, HUDA Beauty is amazing. Oh my God, when I first discovered it, I was in shock. I know people have been trying the 1-star setting powder, but as I said in the beginning, you guys, I feel like if something isn't broken, there's no need to fix it. So to set my face, I like to really tap it in. So I dip it with my powder puff. Then I decrease the powder on it, like in the palm of my hand. Make sure it's a little bit. I feel like this helps to set the concealer a lot better than when it's like heavy, like all at once. Then I go in and I set. And I've also noticed that like when I want a soft glam, the way that we normally set with like a lot of powder, I don't use a lot. So this is like the most I'm gonna set my face. I'm not gonna like keep going and double, triple, quadruple layers of setting powder. I'm not gonna do that. I feel like doing this makes it a lot more clean. So this is the second layer, but I'm not putting a lot, as you can see. It's pretty minimal, but I like the way that it makes the makeup look. Even when I'm not doing a soft glam, sometimes I do this and it's just nice. So I don't put too much. In my last video, you'll see that I put a lot. In this video, I'm not putting a lot. One of my favorite steps is bronzer. I use the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Mocha Mami. You guys, it is $30, so it is kind of pricey, but I've had this for going on to 2 years now, and it still looks like I haven't used that much. So I just tap. This product is like, you know, pretty potent, so when you tap, you get a lot. So when I tap it on like my tissue, and then I go in on my skin. So I like my forehead to look bronze, and this is also kind of that bronze look that's gonna give me like the latte look of kind of what this whole video is all about. But yeah, I'm not shy with the bronzer. Bronzer just makes you look so warm. I love it. I feel like as makeup trends are evolving, I feel like 2016 makeup, we didn't know nothing about warmth, you know? Like, I feel like it was just all about the harsh contour and like the cool undertones, and like it wasn't really warm. But this makes such a difference. So I'm going in like a open circle form. This is kind of like warming out the ends of like where I highlighted my forehead. So I'm doing that, and then going to like my edges and sideburns as well with my bronzer. So I do this quite a few times just so like it's blended nicely. So yeah, you guys should definitely be able to see a difference. Now I'm gonna lock in my contour just by going over the same spot that I did with the liquid and tapping it. And I'm gonna do this side, and I kind of tap it like angled, so it kind of is touching my cheeks a bit when I bring it down. So kind of like that. Yeah. And I feel like when you're doing a light beat, I personally don't snatch my contour, because I don't want the beat to look too harsh. So truthfully, in my opinion, there is no need for that. Next is going to be blush, but instead of using like a reddish pink as I talked about, we're going to use the bronzer with like a brownish blush a little bit. So I'm about to show you guys what I mean by that. So I'm going to be using this e.l.f. blush. I got it a while ago. It doesn't even have the color on it anymore. It has kind of faded over time, but this is the color, and I'm going to mix it with Mocha Mami. They're pretty similar. So honestly, I don't really need to mix it, but I'm just mixing it for the fun of it. And my blush placement, I like to put it up here. And I just kind of tap it gently. And also brushing it a bit I feel like that makes it look more seamless and more natural. Let me put some more so that I can show you guys the contrast of the side with blush and the side without blush. This is with blush, this is without blush. This is with blush, this is without blush. So I think because my contour is brown as well, it might be harder to kind of see that there's a difference. But the blush just kind of makes it warmer. So the same thing on this side, it needs to be like angled. And like tapping slash gliding it. That's what'll make it look as natural as possible. Because I used to look back at like some of the videos and stuff that I would take on my phone, and I was like, why does my blush not look as like seamless with my makeup? It's because I didn't like brush it in. I just do, and that was it. When you're kind of spending a little bit of extra time and like brushing it in like this, trust me, it's not as harsh. And even this top part is a little harsh. I kind of just rub it in and it starts to help. So yeah, that's how I started applying my blush lately, and I like the way that it looks. And now that we're done with that, we cannot forget to dust off the excess of the setting powder. So I kind of go with a brush and I just kind of dust it off. Just like that. Now, as like a nice finishing, I'm just gonna go over my forehead with the remaining product that's on the brush for the bronzer. Oh no, not that. Let me get the forehead so that it looks more airbrushed this way. Yeah, and then I just look very clean and brown. I actually like it, to be honest. But yeah, makeup looks pretty clean, nice, sleek. It just looks very warm. I feel like this makeup looks like fall. Do you know what I mean? It gives fall vibes. Finishing touches, kind of just going over some of the stuff I've already done. But honestly, this look is very straightforward and simple. I like it. It's cute. I'm definitely going to do it a lot in the fall. I feel like this is like the clean girl aesthetic. You know, that aesthetic that was going around on TikTok for a while. I feel like this is that. I like it. So because specifically I'm going for a dewy look today, I'm going to be using my Prep Plus Prime Fix MAC setting spray. I really like this because I feel like it makes your makeup look very natural. Normally, if I was not going for such a natural look, then I would only use my Urban Decay. But because I'm doing that, I'm going to be using this one first, then my Urban Decay second. But yeah, if you like natural looks, please do yourself a favor and go and get this setting spray. But I wouldn't recommend using it on its own. I don't think it's gonna hold your makeup. It's just gonna make it blend together very nicely. So yeah, shake. Okay you guys, so this is how my face looks after using the MAC setting spray. Now I'm going to put my Urban Decay 8. When they created this in the lab, I stan. And yeah, one thing about me, I am not selfish or stingy with setting spray. I just feel like the more the better. Honestly, I might use more than necessary, but I just genuinely feel like the more the better. I feel like my face has to be soaked. And I feel like if my face isn't soaked, then I didn't put enough and I didn't do my job, you know? So yeah. So while that dries, I'm just gonna show you guys my lip. This is the same lip that I used in my last video. I love this lip, it never disappoints. But yeah, while I'm doing that, I think I'm gonna do a no lash look. So I'm just gonna put some mascara. I really want to start using some ointment to kind of grow my mascara. I'm kind of starting to fall in love with makeup with like natural lashes versus like lashes. I just think it eats. I really do. I just think it eats. But also, you guys, I'm also in such a good mood. I forgot to tell you guys, because the reason I'm even getting ready right now is not just for this video. I'm going on a lunch date with this girl that I met literally 2 days ago. I went to Aldi to get some strawberries because I love making like parfaits in the morning. And on Sunday night, I was at home after church and stuff watching Love Island. I have so many opinions about Love Island, y'all, but I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Anyways, I was watching Love Island and I was like, yeah, I need some strawberries. So I went to Aldi and I was wearing this Bowie State shirt that I got from someone. And yeah, I was wearing the Bowie State shirt and someone tapped me. Yeah, I was wearing the Bowie State shirt and someone tapped me. And she was kind of just like, oh, what does your shirt say? And I was like, oh, I'm not really sure. Someone gave this to me, but I know it's about Bowie State. So she was inquiring, kind of just asking like, oh, what do you think about Bowie State? Would you say it's a good school? And I was just really honest. I was like, oh, I don't go there. But all of the people I know that do go there, they hate it and they don't recommend. So personally, I would not recommend. I went to UMD. So we kind of just started getting talking. And before you know it, y'all, we're standing there for like 20 minutes just having conversation. Really sweet girl. And she was just like, yeah, like I love talking to you. You're so nice. Would you mind if we went for lunch or dinner or something after work? And I was like, girl. And I was just like, girl, of course. Like, one thing about me, y'all, I love women. I love girls. I think women are so fun, so cool. And I'm definitely in the business of making new friends. I feel like community is so important. And I'm trying to meet more people, genuine people. You know, like, I think I'm just in a place where I really appreciate the meaning of genuine friendship. So I am always down for a brunch, a lunch, anything that I feel like is gonna expand my community. And she just seemed really sweet and genuine. So I was like, yeah, girl, let's go for dinner after work. So that's what I'm getting ready for. I'm excited though, because the conversation that we had in audio was really good though, you guys. It's really giving fall. I really like it. I actually can't wait for fall. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm kind of over summer at this point. Like, summer was nice, but I'm tired of the bugs. I'm tired of the crazy heat and the wildfires. Like, we don't deal with none of this in fall. We just get nice weather. We get hot chocolate lattes. We get Thanksgiving and hold up, I can't talk for this part, so let me just. Fall is such a vibe, y'all. The leaves, like the fits. Y'all, I swear I really discovered my style in fall. Like, I love my style. It's just so like grown woman chic. That's kind of my style, to be honest. I feel like it's easy for me to cosplay as like a 25-year-old woman. Hold T, I'm 21, y'all. I am 20 freaking 1. But I just love style that makes me look grown. Not because I want to be grown, but that's just my style. I don't know how to explain it. It's just cute. I like it. Hey, you guys, that's my lashes. Not bad, but you see how it's like clumpy? I don't like that. I feel like the eyeshadow I did at the beginning doesn't even... it kind of just blends with my skin. I still like it though. So that is honestly this latte makeup look. I really like it. I'm gonna be doing it again. I'm so used to doing like red blush that I never really thought to just do like a brownish blush, but I really like the way it looks. I feel like the makeup looks even more natural, very clean, very like nice and elegant. Let me know what you guys think about this tutorial. I'm definitely gonna be doing more makeup tutorials in the future. And yeah, okay you guys, so this is the final look. My makeup, hair, everything is done. I am definitely rushing to my dinner date. I think I'm gonna be a little late, but I just wanted to show you guys the final result, the look. I really like this latte trend. Shout out to whoever suggested this, such a good idea. But yeah, you guys, I really hope that this tutorial was helpful and easy to follow along. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to DM me, anything like that. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.